Act as if it's already yours. Not tomorrow, not someday, but today. That's the secret. That's the shift. Most people wait. They wait for proof. They wait for the result before they believe. But life doesn't work that way. Success begins in the mind before it shows up in reality. You must carry yourself as if you already have the discipline. Walk as if you already have the confidence. Speak as if you already have the success. Because the world responds, not to what you hope for, but to what you act on. And here's the truth. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll never start. But if you act as though you are already the person you want to become, the world starts shifting in your favor. So ask yourself today, are you waiting to receive, or are you living as if it's already yours? The first step toward success is this: act as if it's already yours. Not tomorrow, not when the timing feels right, not when someone gives you permission. Today, this principle is simple, but it is powerful. It is the quiet force that separates those who achieve from those who only dream. It is the bridge between desire and reality. Most people wait. They wait for the proof. They wait for the sign. I'll feel confident when I have it. I'll take action when I see results. I'll succeed when the world tells me I'm ready. But that is the trap. The world rarely hands out permission. Opportunities do not knock on the door labeled, "When you're ready." Here's the truth. The mind responds to belief before the evidence. You must act in alignment with what you want before it appears. When you act as if you are already the person you want to become, something shifts inside you. Your confidence grows. Your focus sharpens. Your decisions begin to reflect the life you are claiming. Now, some people hear act as if and think it means pretending. It does not. Pretending is empty. Pretending is wearing a mask that never fits. Acting as if is preparation. It is training yourself to live at the level you desire. It is saying, I am ready for this life. I am ready to grow. I am ready to succeed. When you live this way, your mind begins to act differently. Your habits change. Your words change. Your relationships change. It is preparation. It is practice. It is living ahead of your circumstances. Let me explain why this works. Your thoughts and actions are signals to the world. If you carry yourself with confidence, people respond with trust. If you speak as if you know your path, opportunities begin to appear. If you behave as though success is natural, the universe mirrors your energy. In other words, your life starts reflecting the reality you are claiming internally. It is not magic. It is cause and effect. The act of showing up, the act of behaving as if, creates momentum. It shapes perception. It builds credibility. When I began my journey in personal development, I was unsure. I didn't have recognition. I didn't have fame. I didn't have money, but I acted as if I had what I wanted. I spoke with clarity, even when my voice shook. I taught concepts as though I had mastered them, even when I was learning myself. I treated every opportunity as if it mattered because it did. People noticed. Doors began to open. Trust was earned. Opportunities multiplied. The life I imagined started showing up because I acted as if it was already mine. So how do you practice this principle? 1. Visualize your future self. See yourself already living the life you desire. 2. Align your habits. Small daily actions must reflect that reality. 3. Speak as your future self. Your words shape your beliefs. 4. Carry yourself with confidence. Posture, tone, and presence matter. 5. Ignore the not yet. Focus on what you can control today. Every choice you make either moves you closer to who you want to be or farther away. Act intentionally. Act deliberately. Act consistently. Remember this principle. Act as if it's already yours. It is not arrogance. It is not foolhardy. It is wisdom. It is the first step to turning dreams into reality. It trains your mind. It shapes your habits. It transforms your life. Start today. Behave as if your goals are already real. Walk, speak, and think as the person you want to become, because life responds to action. And when you act as if, the world will meet you there. Your identity comes before your results. Most people think it's the other way around. They believe, I will be successful when I achieve this. I will feel confident when I reach that goal. I will be respected when the world recognizes me. But that is a trap. That is backward thinking. Your results flow from your identity. Your habits, your mindset, your actions, they all stem from who you believe you are. The foundation of identity. Think of identity as the soil. Your actions are the seeds, and your results, the harvest. If the soil is poor, if your identity is weak or unsure, no matter how good the seeds are, they will struggle to grow. But when your identity is strong, when you believe in your capability, when you see yourself as someone who deserves success, then every action you take begins to produce results naturally. Who you are, not what you do. Many people chase results first. They chase money, recognition, titles, or awards. But if they haven't cultivated the person capable of sustaining that success, it slips through their fingers. Success is not just about doing more. It's about being more. Be the person who handles success responsibly. Be the person who can weather setbacks. Be the person who inspires trust and respect. Because results without identity are fleeting. Identity without results lasts forever. When I began my journey in personal development, I didn't have much. I didn't have recognition. I didn't have wealth. I didn't even have confidence. But I decided to become the kind of person who could succeed. I read. I studied. I listened. I applied. I treated myself with respect and demanded excellence from myself. I acted like the person I wanted to be before the world acknowledged it. And slowly, the results followed. The recognition came. Opportunities appeared. Success arrived. Because identity comes first. Results come second. Your habits are your identity in action. The person who exercises daily is a healthy person. The person who reads and studies is a knowledgeable person. The person who keeps promises is a trustworthy person. The person who acts with integrity is a respected person. Notice the pattern? Your daily choices don't just produce temporary outcomes. They sculpt the person you are becoming. To change your results, change your habits. To change your habits, change your identity. When you act as if it's already yours, you are practicing your future identity today. You are training yourself to think, speak, and behave as the person who already has what you want. It's not pretending. It's preparation. Speak confidently, even if the world hasn't recognized you yet. Make decisions with authority, even if you're still learning. Carry yourself with integrity, even if no one is watching. Every time you do this, your mind adjusts. Your habits reinforce it. Your identity strengthens. And when your identity is strong, results cannot help but follow. Practical steps to build identity. 1. Define the person you want to be. Be clear about your values, habits, and character. 2. Act daily like that person. Small actions repeated create a strong identity. 3. Observe your language. Speak in the way your future self would speak. 4. Challenge limiting beliefs. Replace doubt with belief in your capability. 5. Measure progress by personal growth. Not temporary results, but the person you are becoming. Remember, your future success depends more on who you are than what you do. So ask yourself today, who am I becoming? Am I living as the person capable of the results I desire? If not, start now. Act, speak, think, behave. Live as that person today and watch your results transform. Because the truth is, identity comes before results. Who you are determines what you achieve. And if you become the person who deserves success, the world has no choice but to respond. If you want to live as if success is already yours, there is one truth you must understand. Your actions must align with your vision. It is not enough to dream. It is not enough to believe. It is not enough to act as if. Your thoughts, your words, your habits, they must all march in the same direction. Your vision must guide every choice you make. Most people live with a vision in their head, but their actions tell a different story. They dream of wealth, yet waste hours on trivial tasks. They long for health, yet neglect their body. They seek respect, yet act without integrity. When your actions do not match your vision, your results will never match your desire. There is a gap between who you are and who you want to be. Closing that gap requires deliberate action. When actions align with vision, every small step builds momentum. Every choice reinforces belief. Every day brings measurable progress. When actions are misaligned, confusion grows, motivation fades, dreams drift further away. Success is rarely about doing extraordinary things. It is about doing ordinary things consistently, intentionally, and in alignment with your vision. Here's the power of acting as if your vision is already reality. When you align your daily actions with the life you imagine, you train yourself to live as the person who already achieved it. Want to be financially free? Start managing your money like the wealthy. Invest wisely. Save diligently. Speak confidently about your plans. Want to be respected and influential? Act with integrity. Honor commitments. Speak truth with kindness. Want to be fit and healthy? Move your body every day. Eat intentionally. Respect your energy. These actions, repeated daily, confirm your vision. They turn belief into habit, and habit into reality. When I first started my personal development journey, I had a clear vision of the life I wanted. I wanted to inspire people. I wanted to grow financially. I wanted to live with purpose. But at first, my actions were inconsistent. I read a book here, skipped practice there. I planned, but didn't follow through. And guess what happened? Nothing. No growth. No momentum. No results. Then I made a choice. I decided that my daily actions would reflect my vision. I would speak as a teacher. I would write as a mentor. I would practice discipline as if success were already mine. And slowly, the world began to respond. Opportunities appeared. People listened. Doors opened. The lesson was clear. Your vision only matters if your actions support it. Practical steps to align your actions with vision. 1. Define your vision clearly. Know exactly what success looks like for you. 2. List daily actions that reflect that vision. Even small steps count. 3. Prioritize what matters. Focus on what moves you closer to your goal. 4. Review your day. Ask, did my actions today reflect the person I want to become? 5. Adjust and improve. Alignment is not perfect at first. It grows with practice. Remember, success is built in the ordinary moments, repeated intentionally. The small, disciplined steps create a pattern that shapes your future. So ask yourself today, are my actions aligned with my vision? Do my daily choices reflect the life I want to create? If not, start now. Change your habits. Adjust your schedule. Focus your energy. Act intentionally. Act deliberately. Act consistently. Because when your actions align with your vision, belief becomes habit. Habit becomes identity. And identity produces results. You don't have to wait for the perfect moment. You don't have to wait for permission. Start today. Live your vision through your actions. And watch the life you imagine begin to appear. One deliberate choice at a time. There comes a moment in every journey, a moment when the life you once dreamed about, the person you once imagined becoming, begins to show up in reality. It is not sudden. It is not magical. It is the result of deliberate belief, aligned action, and patient persistence. You have imagined this life countless times. You have rehearsed it in your mind. You have seen yourself speaking confidently, acting decisively, living fully. But imagining is not enough. Believing is not enough. Acting as if it's yours is only the beginning. To become what you once imagined, you must continue to act, behave, and think like that person long before it appears in the world. Because reality responds to identity. And identity is built through consistent practice. Becoming what you imagine takes time. The seeds you planted do not sprout overnight. The skills you are learning do not master themselves in a day. Every effort counts. Every decision matters. Yet, the impatient mind looks for instant results. It wants success now. It wants recognition now. But the person you imagine is created quietly, steadily, through repeated action, reflection, and persistence. Patience is not passive. Patience is active trust in the process. Patience is knowing that each step you take is shaping your reality, even when you cannot see it yet. One morning, you will look in the mirror and realize you are not the person you were yesterday. Your posture is different. Your confidence is noticeable. Your words carry authority. Your decisions are deliberate. You have become what you once imagined. And here's the beautiful truth. The world sees it too. People respond differently. Opportunities arrive naturally. Doors open with ease. Because when your inner reality matches your outer actions, life begins to mirror your imagination. Consider this. Every great person you admire was once exactly where you are now. They had the vision. They acted as if it was theirs. They aligned their daily habits with their dream. And they patiently continued, step by step, day by day. Before the world recognized them, they had already become their vision internally. They had already built the identity. They had already prepared the foundation. That's why they succeeded. Not because luck favored them, not because timing was perfect, but because they lived ahead of reality and patiently became what they imagined. Practical steps to becoming your imagined self. 1. Revisit your vision daily. See clearly the person you want to become. 2. Act every day as that person. Speak, behave, and decide as if you are already living that reality. 3. Measure progress through growth, not results. Are your habits, your mindset, and your integrity improving? 4. Trust the process. Each small, deliberate step moves you closer to becoming your vision. 5. Celebrate incremental wins. Each improvement is evidence that you are becoming what you imagined. Every step you take toward alignment, every choice made with intention, strengthens your identity. And identity is the root of lasting success. Remember what we've learned. Act as if it's already yours. Build the identity first. Align your actions with your vision. When all these principles converge, you no longer have to act. You have become what once required conscious effort becomes natural. What once required discipline becomes habit. What once seemed distant becomes your everyday reality. This is the ultimate reward of persistence, patience, and intention. So ask yourself today, are you acting as if? Are your actions aligned with your vision? Are you patiently trusting the process to become what you once imagined? If yes, then continue. If no, begin today. Live intentionally. Act with conviction. Align your habits. Trust the journey. Because one day, without realizing it, you will wake up and see you have become the person you once only imagined. You have built the life you once only dreamed of. And the world will notice because you are living it fully, authentically, intentionally. You have acted as if. You have built your identity. You have aligned your actions with your vision. You have patiently become what you once imagined. Now comes the final crucial step. Make it a lifestyle. Because living as your imagined self is not a moment. It is a daily choice. It is a discipline. It is a habit. It is a way of being. Many people achieve a breakthrough. They taste success for a brief period. They experience confidence, recognition, or financial reward. But without making it a lifestyle, they revert to old habits. They fall back into old patterns. They lose what they gained. Success is not a moment. It is a lifestyle. It is the consistent expression of your vision. It is showing up as the person you imagined, even when it's difficult, inconvenient, or unnoticed. Lifestyle is built through repetition. It is not about grand gestures. It is about the small, intentional actions repeated daily. Speak as the person you wish to be, even when no one is listening. Act as the professional you want to become, even when opportunities seem small. Make choices aligned with your vision, even when it requires sacrifice. Consistency is the bridge between imagination and reality. It turns temporary effort into lasting transformation. What you do every day reinforces who you are. Habits are the architecture of your identity. If you read daily, you become knowledgeable. If you exercise daily, you become disciplined. If you reflect daily, you become wise. If you give daily, you become generous. To live the reality you imagined, you must build habits that match your vision. Daily actions become identity. Identity becomes lifestyle. Lifestyle becomes destiny. Life is never perfect. Challenges arise. Setbacks happen. Opportunities may feel delayed. But when you have made living as your imagined self a lifestyle, you are not dependent on circumstances. You carry your success within. You walk with confidence, integrity, and purpose, regardless of the world around you. This is true freedom. This is true power. This is living beyond luck, beyond timing, beyond anyone else's approval. I remember early in my career, I had dreams larger than my current reality. I wanted to speak. I wanted to inspire. I wanted to build a life of influence. At first, it was hard. People doubted me. I doubted myself. The world seemed unconcerned with my ambitions, but I made a choice. I would live as the person I imagined. Every day, I would speak, act, and behave as if success were already mine. I would maintain my habits, my mindset, my vision, regardless of results. Years later, the life I imagined became natural. Opportunities came, doors opened, and recognition followed. Not because luck smiled, but because I had made it a lifestyle. It was no longer effort. It was my way of living. Practical steps to make it a lifestyle. 1. Anchor your daily routines to your vision. Your habits are the building blocks of your reality. 2. Review and reflect daily. Ask, did my actions today reflect the person I want to become? 3. Adjust intentionally. Correct course when habits drift or decisions misalign. 4. Embrace challenges. Difficult moments reinforce your identity and strengthen your lifestyle. 5. Celebrate growth, not perfection. Consistency matters more than immediate results. Each day, you are either moving toward the life you imagined or away from it. Choose movement that reinforces your identity. Choose actions that strengthen your vision. When living as your imagined self becomes a lifestyle, it changes more than just your personal success. Your relationships improve. Your influence grows. Your confidence strengthens. Your energy and presence inspire others. People around you respond differently because they sense alignment, consistency, and authenticity. Your lifestyle becomes a quiet, powerful example, showing that success is not a distant dream, but a life intentionally lived. So today, ask yourself, am I living as my imagined self? Are my habits, actions, and mindset aligned with my vision? Am I making this a lifestyle, not just a moment? If yes, continue. If no, start today. Live intentionally. Act deliberately. Align every choice with your vision. Repeat daily. Because when you make living as your imagined self a lifestyle, you don't just achieve success. You embody it. You inspire it. You become it. The life you once imagined is now your reality. And the power of that reality is amplified because it is lived consistently, intentionally, authentically, as a lifestyle. Your reality, your identity, and your actions all must move in harmony. Do this, and you no longer chase success. You live it. You breathe it. You are it. As we come to the close of this journey, remember this. You have the power to live the life you once only imagined. Not someday, not when luck strikes, not when the world agrees. It begins with your thoughts. It grows with your actions. It solidifies through your habits. And it becomes reality when you commit to making it a lifestyle. Act intentionally. Align your choices with your vision. Live each day as the person you aspire to be. Because the truth is simple. The life you dream of already exists within you. You only need to act, believe, and persist until it manifests. Take what you've learned here. Put it into action today. Step forward boldly and live the reality you once only imagined. Remember, it is predictable. It is intentional. It is built by the choices you make, moment by moment. So go, act as if, believe as if, live as if, and watch the life you imagined unfold before your eyes. The world responds to the person you have already become. Your journey starts now.